We exist in a paradox of unprecedented connection and profound isolation, of limitless information and corrosive disinformation, of curated perfection and rampant insecurity. Our new digital world, for all its glittering promise, is undeniably architected upon foundations of fear and anxiety. Its economic models often trade on our attention, harvested most efficiently through outrage, envy, and a perpetual sense of lack. Its algorithms amplify the divisive and the alarming, creating a perception of a society perpetually on the brink. Its social landscapes promote performative living, where worth is quantified in likes and follows, leaving us in a silent, scrolling competition with the highlight reels of everyone we know. To speak of happiness here seems almost naive, a fragile bloom attempting to push through cracked concrete. Yet it is precisely within this challenging ecosystem that a new, resilient, and deeply intentional form of happiness must be, and can be, cultivated. This happiness is not the passive, default state of a simpler time. It is an active practice, a disciplined architecture of the self, built room by room amidst the digital noise. It is the conscious choice to wield our connection as a tool for upliftment rather than diminishment. The first step in this architectural project is a clear-eyed diagnosis of the digital stressors that besiege us. The fear is multifaceted, the existential dread fueled by doom scrolling through cascading global crises, the social anxiety born of constant comparison on platforms that turn life into a broadcastable product, the fear of missing out, FOMO, that transforms leisure into a checklist of experiences we must capture and validate, and the low-grade, pervasive anxiety of perpetual availability, where the ping of a notification can hijack our nervous system. This environment triggers our brain's ancient threat detection systems, keeping us in a state of shallow alertness that is antithetical to the deep, reflective calm necessary for sustained happiness. The algorithm, optimized for engagement, not contentment, learns that our fear response is sticky. We linger on the bad news, the argument, the scandal. Thus it constructs a world that appears far more dangerous, divisive, and despairing than the physical reality most of us inhabit daily. To seek happiness is not to ignore this constructed reality, but to first recognize it as a construction. Therefore, the cornerstone of digital age happiness is conscious intentionality. This means moving from being a passive consumer of digital content to an active curator of a digital environment that serves our humanity. It is the deliberate, even ruthless, pruning of our informational and social feeds. It involves muting, unfollowing, and blocking sources, whether people, news outlets, or brands that primarily traffic in anger, shame, or envy. It is the conscious choice to seek out and amplify voices of constructive criticism, profound creativity, scientific wonder, and simple kindness. We must become gardeners of our own minds, understanding that what we click on and dwell upon seeds the landscape of our thoughts. This curation extends to our devices themselves, turning off non-essential notifications, creating tech-free zones, especially the bedroom, and scheduling literal appointments for focused work and deep leisure. By reclaiming our attention from the predatory economy of distraction, we reclaim the cognitive space necessary for joy. We move from a state of reactive panic to one of proactive peace. Beyond defense, the digital world offers powerful, often overlooked, tools for proactive happiness construction. This is the second pillar, leveraging connection for authentic community and meaning. For all its flaws, the digital sphere can dissolve barriers of geography and circumstance to foster genuine belonging. This is the happiness found in a niche online forum where enthusiasts share an obscure passion, offering a sense of being understood that may be absent in one's immediate physical surroundings. It is the profound support of a private group for people facing a specific health challenge or life transition, where vulnerability is met with empathy. Not performance, it is the collaborative joy of contributing to a crowdsourced project, a Wikipedia article, or an open-source software initiative, feeling part of a collective intelligence striving for a common good. This digital happiness is found in using video calls not for draining work meetings, but for maintaining the visceral, face-to-face connection with faraway family, for sharing a meal across continents, or for participating in a virtual book club that sparks deep discussion. Here, technology becomes a bridge to the fundamental human needs of belonging and purpose, counteracting the isolation it can otherwise foster. The third pillar is the act of creation over consumption. The anxiety of the digital world is often a spectator's anxiety, the feeling of being buffeted by forces and narratives beyond our control. Happiness, conversely, is frequently tied to agency and competence. The digital realm provides the most accessible toolkit for creation in human history. The act of writing a thoughtful blog post, composing music with a digital audio workstation, editing a short film on a phone, coding a simple app, or even crafting a meaningful social media post that shares a personal insight rather than a polished image. All these are acts of asserting self into the universe. They are antidotes to the passivity of endless scrolling. The process of creating, the state of flow where time dissolves, is a profound source of intrinsic happiness. Sharing that creation not for the hollow metric of likes, but for the potential of genuine connection or the simple satisfaction of adding something of personal value to the digital commons, transforms our relationship with the platform. We shift from being a node in an attention extraction machine to being an active participant in a cultural conversation. Crucially, happiness in the digital age demands a disciplined return to the analog and the embodied. The most pernicious myth is that our digital and physical lives are separate. They are deeply enmeshed, therefore. Cultivating happiness requires rituals that re-anchor us in our biological reality. This is the profound joy of turning off all screens to feel the sun on skin, to immerse fully in the taste of a meal, to engage in physical exertion that reminds us we are animals of breath and muscle. It is the deep, uninterrupted conversation with a friend where phones are absent. It is the mindfulness practice of observing our own thoughts without the urge to document or broadcast them. These analog moments are not an escape from the digital world, but its essential counterbalance. They provide the raw material of authentic experience that no digital simulation can match: the smell of rain, the texture of soil in the garden, the unmediated squeeze of a loved one's hand. This somatic happiness grounds the dizzying abstraction of the digital, reminding us that our primary reality is here, in the breath of this moment, not in the curated past or anticipated future of the timeline.